Hey, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. I hope that you've been well. So maybe you've been wondering if you need a showreel, and maybe you think, why do I need a showreel? I can just show off each video and that'll be fine, right? Well, maybe it would be fine, but I just want to give you a couple of reasons why I think that having a showreel could really be the difference between you getting new work or landing a new job. I feel like I'm pretty qualified to talk about this because for quite a long time, I didn't use a showreel and I just used to send people individual videos. But more recently, I have had a showreel and I'd like to let you know the differences that I found. So I'm going to give you 2 reasons why I believe that you should have a showreel, and then afterwards I'll show you how I made mine and give you some tips on how to make yours. So a while back, whenever someone showed interest in working with me, I just used to send them an email with links to a ton of my videos that I thought might be relevant to them, in the hope that they would sit and watch them in their entirety, and hopefully then be impressed enough to work with me. I remember thinking, great, this place is a restaurant, I'm just going to send them any video that I've made to do with food and drink, and hopefully, because that's relevant, they'll be impressed. In hindsight though, just assuming that someone is going to open my email, actually read it, and then go on to view multiple videos in their entirety probably wasn't a great idea. Now, I would love for things to work this way and for strangers to always give me that much time and to watch all my work and to read all of my email, but let's be honest, it doesn't work like that. Now, we all make judgments pretty quickly, but I have to admit, in the creative industry, people make their judgments really, really fast. Believe me, I've seen CVs get chucked in the bin within seconds of them being opened. It's pretty tough out there. On the contrast though, if you were going to send over your showreel as opposed to multiple videos, you're only asking them for like a minute of their time, and you can get across your quality a lot faster. Which leads nicely into my next point. Having a showreel enables you to get across your qualities as a filmmaker in a really short amount of time. Now, I understand why you might think that it's all a bit messy, and maybe the grading and the sound design doesn't come across as well as in your other videos, but you have to remember that the purpose of the showreel is to make an impression, and fast. And after you've made a good impression, they're going to be invested in you, and then the chances are they're going to go and watch your other work anyway. People understand that when they watch a showreel, it's not going to flow 100% seamlessly, and it is really a mashup of all of your best work. And I'm not trying to say don't try and give it a bit of flow, definitely do try your best, but generally with the time constraints and the real mixture of footage, it will feel a little bit random. What you can do though is be conscious about the structure of the video. For example, I decided to put together the hiking footage and the fitness stuff together. For me, it just links up quite nicely, and I think it suits being next to each other. Remember, this is your chance to try and impress someone, so if you can, try and front load the video with your most impressive and eye-catching work. Maybe it's a client that people are going to be quite impressed that you've worked with, or maybe it's just your best shots. Either way, don't leave it till the end, get it in nice and early and get them hooked. So what should you include? Now, you might be thinking, what do I include in the showreel? I've barely done any paid work. I've got some good news for you. So up until this year, I can honestly say that half of my showreel has been made up from free work and shots that I've got whilst being on holiday. And I can honestly say that has never held me back from getting new clients or landing a new job. Remember, when someone watches your showreel, they're not trying to guess, did that company pay him to do that, and if so, how much? They just want to see how good you are. So if you're struggling for footage and you're not getting a lot of paid work at the moment, get in touch with local companies and see if you can shoot for free. Hairdressers, restaurants, estate agents, you get what I mean. Maybe you know someone who's got a really nice car and you could go out with them for the day and shoot them driving. Honestly, there's always something there to go and shoot. So I don't actually think that my current showreel has my best shots in it, but it does have the shots that I think are going to help showcase me as a filmmaker in the best possible way for clients that might want to work with me. So another tip would be show off the work that you actually want to do. So for example, if you've got some shots of cars, but you really don't want to work with cars, maybe don't include it. In my showreel at the moment, I'd say half of it is lifestyle, fitness, outdoor stuff. That's kind of what I enjoy the most, and hopefully that's what I'd like to be known for in the future. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn this into like an editing tutorial, but I thought it'd be cool just to give you a vague outline of how I would go about creating a showreel. So firstly, open up a timeline on your preferred editing software and then gather in a folder all the videos that you plan on using. So ideally you'd still be able to use the raw files, but we're not all that organized, at least I'm not. So lay out your videos and begin to work your way through them, going through each shot, working out which bits you like and what bits you might want to include, and then as you cut them, just drag them up. So for instance, if I want this intro shot, I'm just going to cut that and bring that up. And once you've finished that, drag them all together and begin to create a general layout for your video. And as it begins to take shape, that's when I would introduce music. In terms of choosing music, I would suggest that you don't rush this process. You have to remember a lot of people are going to watch this video, ranging from different ages and backgrounds. So try not to make it too niche and too crazy, but at the same time, stay true to yourself and choose something that fits your style. So for me, I personally use Artlist, and whenever I'm on there, I often spend well over an hour making sure that I've got the right piece of music. It seems like a long time and it can be quite a big chore, but I have to admit, it's well worth the time. So once it's all looking good, go over it, make sure you're happy with the color grading, add in some sound design too. If there's any moments where it's outside and looks like it could be windy, add in that wind sound effect. It's going to make a big difference and help your showreel stand out. So that's pretty much the structure that I would use. I hope that you found that helpful. And with that done, I give you my 2023 showreel. Honestly, it's not perfect, and hopefully in the next year I'm going to outdo all of that work, but I have to admit it's nowhere near as bad as what I used to use a few years ago. Whether it was the dodgy grading or the black bar PNGs over the top or just the shots themselves, I have to admit it wasn't great. But even my showreel from 3 or 4 years ago did a really good job for me and got me a ton of work. If you're interested in what that looks like, here you go. Nothing like a good bit of nostalgia to end the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you found some value in this video. And if you're going to make a show reel, I hope that it does really well for you. I'm sure you'll smash it. I'll see you next time. Cheers.